Hey y'all, say y'all. Peace and Palo Santo 6. Palo Santo 6. It's your girl Divinely Lika and welcome to the channel. To all of my returning viewers, hey soul cousins. So happy, so blessed, so thankful to have you back. And to my new subscribers, welcome to the soul family. Just spreading love, light, insight, and helping each other better navigate this beautiful human experience that does not always feel so beautiful. Alright. To all the likes, the comments, and the subscribes, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. A million times thank you. It does mean a lot to me. And I am sending you blessings, abundance, and love over your life. Speaking it, sending it. Yeah, all that good stuff. Let's get into the energy. I'm excited to do that. So obviously full moon in Capricorn, strawberry moon, like what best deck to start off with other than Moonology? Like, come on. Come on. So yeah, let's get into it, see what's going on. What is it that we need to hear and know the most at this time? And hold on, I just got a message too. Oh, sorry. I need a little bit more Florida water. Okay. Alrighty. So let's get into this energy. Divine spirit guides, angels, ancestors, cosmic family of the brightest love, light, healing, prosperity, and protection. Please give me clear and accurate messages for the divine collective. Clear and accurate messages for the divine collective. What is it that they need to hear and know the most at this time? What is it that they need to hear and know the most at this time? Please just block out any interferences as I get these messages across and protect my space. Any dark magic, evil eye being sent my way or to the way of my platform, I ask that you return it back to sender, magnified, and bind it to them. Any dark magic or evil eye being sent to the divine collective, I ask that you return it back to sender, magnified, and bind it to them. Protect my crown chakra as I get these messages across, and protect and open up my third eye chakra so that I can dive deeper into my intuition to give further clarification of the cards that come out today. Thank you so much, Spirit. Ashe, Ashe, and Ashe. What is it that the divine collective needs to hear and know the most at this time? What is it that this full moon energy, what is this full moon energy going to bring in? What is it releasing? Absolutely not taking that many cards. It's 3 cards. 1 card at a time, Spirit, please. Clear and concise messages for the divine collective. What is it that they need to see, hear, and know the most at this time? What is it that this full moon is going to be revealing to them? What's going on behind the scenes that maybe they may not be aware of? First one I got is A Time for Healing, Balsamic Moon. So this full moon can be bringing in the energy of healing. I'm just hearing somebody just remove something from their energy. And it's like now allowing you the space and the time and the opportunity to actually heal. I'm hearing you can't heal in the same environments that broke you. The next one is Step Out of Your Comfort Zone. This is so crazy. Yeah, I feel like that's just kind of confirming what I just felt, because, or what the downloads that I'm hearing, because it's like, I'm just getting this energy of like, okay, yeah, it's a time for healing, but there's a reason why. Like, either something is going to happen for you to be able to heal, which is you removing yourself from a certain environment, a certain connection, a certain friend group, whatever it may be. But for some of you, you're actually at the part of your journey where you actually have got yourself out of an energy to where you do have the time to heal. And a lot of times, y'all, we have to look at that like for the blessing that it really is, because getting out of the toxic connections is like the hardest part. But a lot of times when we're like making that transition from getting out of the toxic environment, the toxic family dynamic, the toxic friend group, whatever it may be, and then okay, like now it's like, okay, I'm in my solitude, we're like looking at it as like boredom and like we're lonely. But the reality is, like, when you really take the time to think, it's like it's actually kind of good that if those feelings are actually good feelings. And you know what, a lot of times it's not even that you feel lonely or bored, you just don't know what peace feels like. You know what I'm saying? Like, peace can absolutely feel like boredom if you're used to chaos and commotion and drama and people triggering you and fucking with your nervous system and shit. It can absolutely feel like that. But I'm just getting this feeling like a lot of people have removed themselves from the environments that ultimately may have broke them, or that they even feel like they need to do some healing from in the first place, which is really nice. It's really nice. Tell me more, Spirit. It says, don't let the past hold you back. South Node. Another thing too is like, because it's like I'm talking about like just one aspect of this, right? Because it's like, okay, boom, you decide like I need to make these changes for myself. I have to get out of this environment. But we don't think about the fact that everybody doesn't just let you go without a fight. You get what I'm saying? You have certain people still tugging at your energy, still trying to call you with the same drama that you tried to remove yourself from, Those things happen. And then in cases like that, Spirit is saying, don't let that hold you. Do not let the past hold you back. Don't let past people try to pull you back into their energy, because a lot of times those are tests. With new levels, new devils, So, don't let the past hold you back. I'm also hearing like somebody could be like replaying events over and over again in their head. And quite frankly, y'all, it will absolutely make it harder for you to heal. So let me just tell y'all how this works, right? A lot of times, like, I do think after certain things happen, we do need to take time to sit and maybe reflect on certain events or certain situations. And a lot of times, even the role that we've even played in our own suffering, to really heal in a healthy way. Is there even an unhealthy way to heal? No, to actually heal. What the hell is I'm trying to get at right now? Yeah. So, there's absolutely a period in time during your healing journey, after removing yourself from the energy, where you do have to take the time to reflect on the whole situation. Because a lot of times it's like we have like those rose tinted glasses, rather just like, if it's like a romantic situation or shit, you can have rose tinted glasses on even with like friendships and family dynamics. Where you take them off and you get to see everything clearly. There's absolutely lessons in certain things that have taken place. So I do believe that we should absolutely take the time to do that. However, I don't think we should sit and replay like, I can't believe that person went and cheated on me, or that person stole off of me and went behind my back and slept with my whatever and da-da-da-da. I don't think that we should replay those events over and over and over again in our head, because the way the body works, the way the mind works, your mind really doesn't, well, your mind knows. Your body does not know the difference between a present trauma and then you just thinking about something. Because like, for example, like when somebody has a conversation with you about something that really, really hurt you, or like really, really pissed you off, how you can literally feel yourself getting upset again, almost like the shit's happening right now. Especially if you ain't really healed from it. Sometimes even if you have healed from it, like you get to talking about certain things and you can feel yourself getting worked up. Your body does not know that what you're getting worked up about is because you're thinking about something in the past. It thinks something is happening right now. So you're literally making your body go through the same effects, the same trauma over and over and over again by replaying these outdated thoughts or these past events over and over again in your head, which absolutely, it kind of conflicts with healing. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, don't let the past hold you back. Tell me more, Spirit. One more card, please. It gave us 2 more cards, so I'm just gonna take it. I'm gonna take it. Yeah, it's meant for me to take it because they're both Gemini cards, and oh my gosh, it's like. So the next one is communication is key. New moon in Gemini. Oh wow, interesting. And then the answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. Okay, gems. Communication is key. You know, a lot of us, we have this, this is nice. Actually, this is nice. It's nice when a Gemini energy comes up because there are certain things that the reason why this is coming up, this energy is coming up, is because you can be a person who you don't like to be problematic. Like, you know, you don't want to be problematic, so you may not speak on things. I've met people like that, and I actually used to be like that. I still have little drizzles of it, little splash of it here and there, because I actually don't like I don't like to cause too much of a commotion, but a lot of situations, it's like people need to hear how you feel. There has to be situations where you absolutely speak up for yourself, you know? Because sometimes people think, everything is cool. Well, this person wants to remove their energy and, they're all of a sudden they want to heal and this, that, and the third. And why? And how come they're healing? How come their healing means that they can't talk to me no more? Tell them, I need to heal from your raggedy ass. If that's the case. Just saying. Yeah, absolutely giving me the energy of something needs to be spoke upon for you to really be able to maybe start your healing journey. Maybe you do need to speak on something. Absolutely. I'm hearing, and this is from another deck that I channel from, my African Goddess Rising. Shout out to them. But learning how to be comfortable making other people uncomfortable and even making yourself uncomfortable by having uncomfortable conversations that need to be had. Because whether we realize it or not, we could sit there and try to suppress it and sweep it under the rug, I'm gonna act like it's not happening. It's still eating you up inside. That you never spoke on that thing. You know what I'm saying? I have certain friends where it's I'm just gonna move this way or move that way. I peep something, I don't like it. Okay, cool. And the person's asking you well, what's wrong? Why are you acting like that? Or this, that, and the third. And maybe you're just choosing to not speak on it and whatever it may be. But in certain instances, no, we absolutely do need to speak on something. You understand what I'm saying? Because people will go off, they'll try to play victim in the situation whole time. They did you wrong. You get what I'm saying? So communication is key here. And it says that the answers you need are coming. Let's get into the textbook definitions of all of this. But I just got a strong feeling somebody got you effed up, collective. And my Geminis, I'll tell somebody off. And I hope the energy come up so I can tell them off in this reading, and then you can sit it bitch. This is how I feel, bitch. Hopefully I touch on something throughout this reading to where it resonates so good that you could just send it to the person. And if they want to elaborate, you could go ahead and elaborate. But I'll just set the table for you. Yeah, I'm cool with that too. It says a time for healing, balsamic moon. I'm sorry. I gotta pause and turn my ear on because Lord, Oh, the humidity. It's like you having to watch with the air sometimes, because turning on that central air or just the AC in general can have you going from energized to baby, I'm ready to go night night. Like real quick. Real quick. And I don't like to feel tired, and I'm already pulling at so many energies when I'm channeling, doing collective messages. That mixed with a little AC, baby, I start getting real tired real quick. Let's get into this though. Y'all know I play too much. Let's get into this energy. Or with the textbook definition, I think we already in the energy. It says balsamic moon. 38. Okay. So it says a time for healing, balsamic moon. Pulling this card suggests that the past is in the past. That the past is in the past, and then we did pull the card, don't let the past hold you back, right? Funny. But anyway, it says pulling this card suggests that the past is in the past and a bright future is beckoning. However, before you take your next step, make sure that both you and the situation feel healed. This is not the time to paper over cracks or to simply pretend that everything is okay. Yes, this is why the Gemini cards came in at the end. You need to tell somebody about themselves. Whatever it is that they did to hurt you, because sometimes I'm telling you, I know, because I've been this person. I'm not gonna act like I've always been this super vocal person that tell people how it is. Like, we got a thing where it's like, you know what you deep down, you know what you did, so I'm not gonna say no. Sometimes people think you don't know what they've done, or the wrongdoings that you did, or how effed up something it is that they. Honestly, a lot of the healing starts when you actually speak up for yourself. Speak on how you feel. What is the worst that can happen? Honestly. You know? But that's why that's why these communication cards came in at the end. Let me finish reading. It says, rather you still need a little more time. It says, it's not the time to paper over cracks or to simply pretend that everything is okay. Rather, you still need a little more time to heal and to soothe both yourself and anyone else in need. Then remind yourself that anything is possible if you believe it. This is also a time to surrender and to wait to hear guidance from the universe. Powerful insights can be had if you know that someone or something really isn't good for you. This card is a reminder to surrender. Start to work on your belief in your dreams so you're ready when the time comes. It says, attune to the moon. When one is healed, all are healed. Yeah, we have to think about that too, y'all. I say that all the time. Like, I literally just channeled this energy the other day. So maybe you all should check out some of my past readings. Just look through some stuff and see if like a title makes you feel anything, because I probably have touched on it there too. But we absolutely have to understand that our healing, actually going to link it because I understand what's going on. Our healing, the healing that we're doing in this lifetime, it's not just helping us, it's helping for those who came before us and even those who come after us. Because trauma is in the DNA. Rather we want to accept it or not, rather we understand that or not, trauma can absolutely be passed down from generation to generation. So say, for all you know, you could come from a long line of people who didn't want to who didn't really want to say how they felt. And then, for my Black community, a lot of us, if we want to really date back to slavery times, no, we weren't able to vocalize anything. You get what I'm saying? We have the freedom to do that. So living in these days now where you actually can speak up when somebody is wronging you or when somebody makes you feel a fucking way, and you can do that. You have the freedom of speech. You're not just healing yourself when you do that. You're healing those who came before you who didn't have the opportunity to do it for themselves, or maybe just didn't have the courage to do it. And for those to come after you, to know that no, you will not run over me. You will not treat me like a doormat. Period. And sometimes it takes for us to heal a little bit to get there, but let's just make the first start by speaking up about how we feel. I didn't like that. When you did that hurt my feelings. you know? It's so cool because, like, even with me, like, I'm gonna be honest, I came from a long line of very vulgar speaking women who don't, just would say something really. I'm gonna be honest, certain things that, shoot. Certain things that it's like I can remember some ass whoopings, but I really remember like certain things that were said to me, like for certain. So obviously, communication is key. However, whatever. Anyway, I'm saying all that to say this. I literally just had a conversation with my son the other day, and I'm like, cause I'm like, mommy, mommy is a first time mom. I'm literally in the process of healing myself, babe. Like I'm literally still healing from things that happened to me in my childhood. So I said, I want to have a type of relationship with you. Like if there's something that I said, because I do understand that there are certain things. That's the message that I'm trying to get. Boom. I'm like, why am I about to rant about this? Because there are certain traits about myself that are similar to those who came before me, my grandmother, my mother, and sometimes I speak before there's been times where I may speak before I think, and I had to tell my son, I'm like, if there's ever anything that I'm doing that you feel like, damn, that hurt my feelings, or I didn't like the way that made me feel, or whatever it may be, I told him, I'm like, I want to be able to, I said, I'm here to love you, not to hurt you. And if there's anything I'm doing in a certain way that may be hurting your feelings, maybe mommy is just too consumed in a day or something. Maybe you're having a conversation because we got to think about this. Like us as parents, like we don't get no, especially if you only have one. I only have one. So everything that I do with my son is a first time. Everything is a first time for me. So, when we have certain situations happening, like, okay, we need to, like, we're healing, but we also have kids as well. There are certain things that maybe we may miss or we may not catch, whatever it may be. Like, I can't even think of the wording of how I'm trying to articulate what it is that I'm saying. But ultimately, I told my son, I said, you know what, on Sundays, we'll set some time aside to where, like, during Sunday dinner, you just tell me, like, what it is that you feel that I can do to love you better, to parent you better in a better way. And I said, don't just start reaching for stuff. And my son, he's so funny. He was like, like when you sneezed the other day and didn't say bless you, that really hurt my feelings. My son is super funny, but we were like laughing about it or whatever. But ultimately, I'm like, I want to cultivate that level of, transparency and comfortability with me and my son to where he can sit down and talk to me about certain things that bothered him and stuff like that, because most of us didn't come from that. We didn't come from environments where it's like, okay, I don't like how that made me feel, and then you can speak on it and you can verbalize it. No, we've learned how to suppress it, to keep it to ourselves, and it starts in childhood, so then it carries on in your friendships and in your relationships and everything else, and then we have to heal it. And it's by the time we have to heal it, it's so deeply embedded in our character and everything else that it can be very difficult. So like for me, it's like, okay, my son's 12. Let's try to catch it and work on it now. I want you to speak on things that are bothering you. And first, like initially when I said it, and this is why I love having friends that I can bounce information off, because initially I just told him, I'm like, if you ever feel like something is like that, there's something that maybe hurt your feelings, or you didn't like how I did something, maybe I wasn't paying enough attention to something that you were saying, let me know. Like, let me know that so I can, be more aware and I can work on it. I said, one thing you can promise with your mom, I said, I'm not perfect, but I am so okay with working on myself to be a better version of myself, to be a better mother, to be a better friend, to be a better lover. I am open to that. So I said, that's one thing I can guarantee you. I said, I can't guarantee I'm gonna do everything right, or that I'm gonna, that, but I can absolutely guarantee that I am so open to working towards being a better version of myself for you, and for my, of myself for myself and for you as well. So yeah, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm saying all that to say, me having that conversation with my son and trying to cultivate that practice for him, I feel like that will so much help us later on down the line for, me who had a really hard time of vocalizing how I felt as a kid. And like he'll be the first generation, like my son now, with me doing this and sitting down doing this. Oh yeah, what I was saying is, I'm so happy I had something to bounce off with my friend, because initially I just told him, tell me at any time, and then she was like, no, maybe you should just put it aside for Sundays. And I'm like, that makes so much sense. That way it's not like a situation where like maybe I'm overwhelmed with life, finances, whatever, and you're like, hey, I don't like when you da. I may not be as receptive as I would need to be in that moment, and then ultimately it would really kind of put him right back in a shell of not wanting to communicate. So I'm like, since we put it in a way where, okay, this time is set aside that we're going to communicate these things with each other, it's like I'm coming in ready, he's coming in ready, So anywho, because I'm sorry that I ranted like that. I'm saying all that to say, I'm using myself as an example because I'm like, I can see the message within that. I feel like me doing that, my son will be the first generation of our line that, we get to sit down and openly express what it is that we don't like. That way it's not something he's carrying, moving on into his adulthood. But anyway, let me see. So it says additional meanings for this card. Well, attuned to the moon. When one is healed, all are healed. This is going to be a long ass reading because I just went on a really long rant as to what I was trying to make. This is why I was trying to make the example. Sorry, y'all, if that was a bit much. But anyway, additional meanings for this card is, it's time to let go of the past. The next meaning, don't let the past hold you back. Look, the next meaning is you're about to turn the corner. The next meaning is you need more time to heal. And the last meaning is think about how this situation would look if everyone were healed. Right. Okay, so it says the teaching. Patience is required at this time of the balsamic moon. It's a time for self-care as you slowly but surely prepare yourself for the new moon, which is just around the corner. No matter which point in the current moon cycle you have pulled this card, it is a reminder to go a little bit easy on yourself. The time to step into your creative power will come soon enough. Give yourself the time you need. So yeah, y'all, also thing that I just want you all to take in mind, to keep in mind, is there is no race to healing. Also don't beat yourself up if, healing is a dance. It just is. It can be certain times where you can have a week where you're feeling really empowered and really confident about the decisions that you've made to cut certain people out or leave certain environments. And then maybe the next week it's like, what am I doing? Why did I do this? It can look like that, It can look like taking 10 steps forward and maybe 2 steps back. Have grace with yourself. Be compassionate with yourself. Cha-cha, because like I said, it's a dance. Just cha-cha. Cha-cha. But ultimately, keep working towards healing and trying to be a better version of yourself. Releasing things from the past that no longer serve you. Not replaying things that hurt you over and over again. And quite frankly, I'm saying this to you as if it's just going to be easy. You're absolutely going to have times where certain things that hurt you or certain things that somebody did is going to pop back up in your head. But we have to learn how to swipe right, swipe left. Don't really know how the dating apps work. But, when you ain't feeling somebody and it's like, I'm not feeling that thought. That thought makes me feel shitty. And I don't want it here. Swipe it. Swipe it the fuck away. And replace it with something beautiful. Practice it. It's going to take time. But practice that. The next one is step out of your comfort zone. North Node. Yeah, that's what it says. Oh, so I'm just looking up North Node. Okay, cool. I'm so sorry if I ranted so much in the beginning, but it's like I felt like it was good to keep ranting about, because I'm like, a lot of us don't do that with our kids. I'm not saying, there's actually some parents that are so like, they just got it. Not saying they got it, but there's just certain areas where they're really good in with that. But if you come from, I'm scared to say something, or you're like afraid of your parent. I was afraid of my mother. So I didn't have a relationship where I could be open or whatever. But like, I felt like I wanted to share that because I'm like, that can be really helpful for somebody to share with somebody else. Because like, obviously with me channeling this information, you're healing. So am I. So am I. And if you're a parent, you're healing yourself, but you're trying to heal yourself while not breaking your kids at the same time. That's a fucking task. That's a task. So I wanted to share a beautiful idea that I got that I thought, maybe I could share down to another parent. That'd be very beneficial and helpful. But anywho, North Node. I ain't got my glasses. Bear with me, baby. Bear with me. North Node 116. I don't use this deck often, but every time there's like the moon doing this thing, I was like, hello, why not? So 116, North Node. It says, there's a strong feeling when you get this card that it's time to leave the past behind. Babes, I just want y'all to know that the card that I'm on right now is this card, where it says, step out of your comfort zone. The past keeps coming up. The next card, literally the third card, is don't let the past hold you back. We're on the North Node card. It has nothing to it, like, not saying it has nothing to do, but I'm saying all that to say this, like, there's a repetitive message that keeps coming up in this energy. I'm about to say, why y'all being lame? Now my spirit guides being here playing with stuff. Ancestors being here touching shit. For what? It's like, no, sometimes I just think that they want me to know that they want to give me the confirmations that they're here, or that you're doing a good job. Like, don't overthink it. Because like sometimes, like even me just ranting about my son, I'm like, oh my God, did I do too much? Am I talking too much? Is it going to scare the viewers away? And they're like, no, just do your thing. You're good, babes. But anyway, it says there's a strong feeling when you get this card that it's time to leave the past behind. Leave the past behind somehow, because you are headed in the right direction. If you want to be happy and fulfilled, you need to get going towards doing the things that scare you. Yeah. Oh, don't let the past hold you back. For some of you, it's like, it's really scary to step into that new chapter, and you're really taking a leap of faith, because it's like, it's so weird how we can go. This is why I love University. Oh, love it. How we'll swear up and down, like our friend group and a relationship we're in, like, oh, this is forever. This is forever. And then it comes to a point where it's like, no. Because see, certain times, there are certain times that our soul is intended to mingle with another soul for just a period of time. And then once that period of time passes, it's time to evolve out of it. Like, that's why there's certain times where, like, you are, like, for those of us who are hard-headed like me, that's why I'm, like, the perfect person to channel for people. Because I learned everything the hard way. I just did. But, where it's like, okay, the universe is telling us this is it. Like, this is not a good person for you. And like, no, I just love them so bad. I just love these people so bad. What'll happen is you literally will not progress with them around. You will, like, you'll reach a ceiling, but you won't go past that ceiling. Rather it's relationship, friendship, whatever. Like, you will not go past a certain ceiling. That's how you know that certain people you met, like that you meet, it was only intended for your souls to do with, like, and honestly, I really do think, like, and I think a lot of times that's where the confusion comes in with us, because it's like, You meet people and it's like, yes, we were destined for each other. But destined to meet doesn't mean destined to be together forever. So it does. Like when you meet this person, it feels so good. The energy's so good. Like the vibe is great. The friendship seems great. Like, you know, you can bounce ideas. Like everything just seems great. And then at some point, it reaches a level where it's like, okay, that's it. That's why I say university. That's that's the grade. You finish the grade. Now you can either keep repeating it over and over again, or you get the lesson and you move on. And I think that's that's what happens with a lot of us. And yeah, but the universe will really show you, like, it's not then when it's time to let go. It'll either make you extremely uncomfortable in an environment, or it's just not going to let you progress, or most cases just both, a mixture of both. For me, I know that's what it was. It was a mixture of both for me. It really was. But anyway, it says, if you want to be happy and fulfilled, you need to get going towards doing the thing that scares you. Yeah, so I'm saying all to say you're going to have to take a leap of faith. And a lot of us, it's like you don't know what's on the other side of the leap of faith. That's what makes it scary. I had a whole point. I just be missing them. I get so deep into my rambling that I miss my point sometimes. The point that I'm trying to make is, it is scary because a lot of times we're just so sure that the people that we're with, we're going to be with us forever. And then it comes to a place where it's like, well, I guess that's not the case. That I do have to let these people go. And you don't know what's on the other side of that. You're literally walking by faith. And it can be very, very scary. But the universe has a way of showing you exactly why things happened the way they did. And that's what I love about it. But anyway, it says this card is all about living your life purpose. It says, if you want to be happy and fulfilled, you need to get going towards doing the thing that scares you within reason. Within reason. Don't go too crazy. Within reason. It says this card is all about living your life purpose, which is possibly what you've asked about. It's urging you to dare to do something different with your life and your direction, to take action. So are you willing to follow through and lead the life you incarnated to live? Oh, beautiful. If you finally find the courage to make the leap, there's a good chance you'll come to ask yourself, why did I wait so long? This is beautiful. It says, attuned to the moon. I know I'm healed. Excuse me, it didn't say that. It doesn't say that at all, actually. It says, I know I'm headed in the right direction. So that's a beautiful, beautiful affirmation for this period, like being in a period of like being, taking a leap of faith, walking into the unknown. Say that as a daily affirmation to yourself, that I know that I'm headed in the right direction. Another thing, this is one of my affirmations. I know that everything is working out for me perfectly at all times. Despite what it looks like, y'all. I know that everything is working out for me at all times. It's a beautiful affirmation. So it says, additional meanings for this card is you're headed for something which feels like destiny. The next meaning is you need to face a fear and get over it. The next meaning is it's time to stop obsessing about someone or something. And the next meaning is stand on your own 2 feet. The last meaning is you've got this. The North Node is where the moon crosses the ecliptic going north. It's a karmic point, and on the horoscope chart shows us what we need to do and where we need to go with our life to find satisfaction, fulfillment, and happiness. The North Node is the karmic astrological point that reminds us, to paraphrase Andre Gide, that in order to discover new oceans, we have to be prepared to lose sight of the shore. Oh, wow. It says to discover new oceans, we have to be prepared to lose sight of the shore. Ain't that deep? Think about that. If we want to discover new oceans, you're on this boat and it's like, oh my gosh, I see the shore, the sand's right there, everything's right there. But I want to see what else is out there. In order for you to see what else is out there, you have to not be, at some point you're going to have to not see the shore. That this shit tea. Damn. That was tea. That was big tea. I like that one. Oh, wow. So you got North Node. Now we have South Node. Oh, babes. You're leveling up. You're leveling up, babes. I love it for you all. Y'all better be excited. I know it's hard to be because everything is just like, what the fuck? This is cute. I'm so here for it. I'm so here for it. South node has to be the next one, is it? North node is probably right before this one. South node. Okay, so the south node, it says, don't let the past hold you back. South node. The south node, like the north node, is a karmic point, but it's opposite to the north node and relates to the past, perhaps even to past lives. Whatever you're going through and whatever you're asking about, there's a chance that age-old programming and conditioning is stopping you from achieving all that you might. I knew that there was not a reason that I just started speaking about my kid and how I was raised for no reason. I felt the, see? That's why Spirit did that little thing in the back. Like, girl, you stop, get out your head. You got it right. If you lost a few viewers along the way, then that's okay. Drop your T. Okay, y'all. Anyway, let me finish because y'all know I play too much. It says the south node, like the north node, is a karmic point, but it's opposite to the north node and relates to the past, perhaps even to past lives. Whatever you're going through and whatever you're asking about, there's a chance that age-old programming and conditioning is stopping you from achieving all that you might. Do you feel stuck in something? This card will often come as a sign that the situation or relationship you're asking about has somehow become suffocating, even toxic. It suggests that someone you even, I didn't know anything about what this said. I'd be feeling it. It's like I just get better with time. I'm sorry, y'all. I have to give myself my kudos because I don't think y'all understand how much I'm in my head about a lot of stuff. So I love to see it all come together. It says it suggests that someone you even needs to be released. Even toxic. Become suffocating, even toxic. It suggests that someone you even needs to be released. That there's some kind of addiction going on or an unhealthy attachment that needs to be sorted out. One thing is for sure, when you get this card, you're being challenged to make some changes. Even if staying where you are feels easier and safer. Whoa, I'm not gonna lie. Like, sometimes it does creep. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Like, I'm still in a process of my journey where I still be like, what the fuck? Even if, now you see what that just said, right? Oh my gosh. Even if staying where you are feels easier and safer. This is the South Node card that's saying this. The last card is, what is it? Step out of your comfort zone. Safety net. This is literally, oh my god. Spooky, goosebumpy. Anyway. Yeah. Step out of your comfort zone. And for some of you, it's just a pattern. Like, you're just used to being with a certain person. You're used to being in a certain dynamic. You're used to living a certain way, thinking a certain way. And it just comes to a point where it's like the last card is saying, like, living what you're incarnated to do. Certain things, it was only supposed to last for a season, a chapter, maybe a few chapters. But at some point, it's like, that's it. It's time for my soul to ascend. It's time for my soul to evolve. And you know when it's time because shit gets so fucking uncomfortable and you won't progress. I don't care what it is that you're working towards. You're not going to get it. Like, that's why I love how the universe does it. Like, this little simulation thing, goddamn, it's really cool. It's really cool when you look at it. Like, when you really look at the universe, it's like universe, university. Stuff starts making so much more sense. It just does. But, like, even the hard times. Now, I will have to say, a lot of times it's so much harder to have this perspective in the thick of it. But this is why I love us as light workers like what we're able to do to put the perspective in certain people. In a lot of cases, we've already experienced some of the things that we're talking about, so it makes it a lot easier to help people navigate. That's why I say in the beginning of the of my, my little intro, is helping each other better navigate this beautiful human experience that does not always feel so beautiful. I don't say that for no reason, y'all. Yeah, it's like, what the fuck am I trying to get at? I always lose it. Yeah, it could just be it can be very much so challenging to take that leap of faith or to step into something different. But you always know when the universe is trying to nudge you in a different direction because it makes you uncomfortable from where you are. Rather the relationship that you're trying your hardest to hold on to, it just becomes more and more toxic, more and more uncomfortable. It seems like the same shit that you're stressing about never gets resolved, it never gets fixed, because the reality of the situation is that the universe wants you to fucking release it because it has something better in store. And we don't know that. Like, while it's happening, we don't know that. So, release. And this is exactly why in the previous card it was saying to surrender to what's happening right now. If things are getting really uncomfortable, if people want to leave your life, you're not going to fight harder, you're not going to try to love them more, you're going to let it go. Surrender to what's happening. It's going to be painful, because not only are you surrendering people, situations, environments, you're surrendering a version of yourself that no longer serves you anymore. And you're evolving into something really beautiful. It's like the caterpillar transforming into the butterfly. This is really beautiful energy, collective. It really is. Now, I know what's happening. Like, when you look at life in like certain cycles and chapters, it makes it a little bit easier to, get the going through it. But obviously, I understand what's happening right now, and it is painful. It's painful. And I send you love and healing and all that good stuff. But you got it. You're part of the divine collective. I know you got it. It says, attuned to the moon, I release the past. Additional meanings for this card. A relationship is karmic and has played out across many lifetimes. Some of you are in a connection that came to teach you a lesson that you didn't learn the last lifetime. Some of the same arguments you having with somebody is the same arguments you was having with them before. I'm telling you. Rather you was the man last time and they were the woman and they were the woman last time, and now this time you're the woman and they're the man. Whatever it may be, you've been here before. And that's why, honestly, it actually can hurt even more. Because sometimes, I'm not even going to lie, y'all, there was a period, I swear to goodness, I don't know if the my spirit guides or my ancestors, I don't know where it came from, if they were giving me a visualization of my Akashic records or my past life. But I swear to goodness, there was a period in time, when I, one of my separations towards my exes, we did a lot of make up the breakups. But one of our breakups, and I'm sitting there and I'm so I'm really big into breath work. So I'm kind of, how they say we store all of our trauma in our hips and stuff like that. So I'm in a hip opening position and I'm laying down. I'm just breathing like this. And I just start breaking down in tears. And I just said, I can't do this anymore. But I promise you, y'all, when I was saying it, I'm this is not just from this life. I've been here with him before. We have done this before. And you know what the lesson I learned? What I was saying to myself, I said, I have to choose myself this time. I know for a fact, whatever my mission was, it felt the feeling was just so profound and deep, y'all. It was so weird. It was the universe wanted me to feel it and see what I was, and have the visualizations that I was having, because I just remember saying to myself, I have to choose me this time. No recollection of what happened with me and him, but I know the connection I had with him, it was so deep. It was absolutely a spiritual connection. I've had boyfriends and little flings before. I didn't feel what I felt. I didn't feel what I felt with them that I felt with him. It was deep. It was really deep. And I understood exactly what it is exactly what's going on with you. If there is a relationship you're struggling to leave from, yes, it's really hard for you to let it go because you can feel it. You can feel that what's happening, what's going on with you and this person is very much so spiritual. It is. It is. It absolutely is spiritual, but it's a spiritual lesson. Which is why so early in this, in why the first card, A Time for Healing, that it mentioned something about, no, it didn't mention that. I just went there. For some reason, I got a download that, oh yeah, no, I think it does say something about like healing. You're not just healing for you, you're healing, healing for you, you're healing for others or whatever. I feel like you are healing, you healing this. It's not just healing you in this lifetime. It's healing the same lesson that you were supposed to learn with this person in a prior lifetime. I believe it. I genuinely believe it. Because I can promise you that's exactly what I went through. Exactly. There was a reason why Spirit wanted me to channel this. Because I've been here. I'm telling you, y'all. I'm just something just told. I'm like, I really feel like there was a period in time, whatever our last lifetime was, or whatever lifetime it was, that I had a choice between choosing to love this person or to choose myself and do what it is. Because I do believe that we had a mission to fulfill together. And unfortunately, I'm going in the direction to fulfill that by doing the inner work and everything else. And this person was not. And I think that last go around that I just, I let him hold me back with him. I sat back with him and I didn't fulfill my mission. I chose the love that I had for that person over the love I had for myself and the assignment that I had. The whatever it is my soul signed up for me to do, I decided to put that to the side because I loved him so much. Or I loved her so much. Because, the genders could have been reversed last time. That's why I love the universe. I do, man. It's so cool. But anyway, it says I release the past. It says a relationship, one of the meanings for this card is a relationship is karmic and has played out across many lifetimes. I really don't want to read the other meanings because I know that this is what it is. The next meaning is your attraction to someone may be verging on the obsessive. And the last meaning is just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. The teaching. The south node is where the moon crosses the ecliptic going south. On the horoscope chart, it shows us what we are likely to become obsessed with, but which will probably do us little or no good. The south node is the karmic astrological point that reminds us of the well-known phrase, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. This message is powerful. I might just title it, This is a Powerful Message. Tap the fuck in. Tap in. So I'm not going to go into the communication is key card and the answers you need are within reach because I've already got the channel messages to these. You do need to communicate something with somebody for certain. Cultivate a practice of, communicating the things the things that bother you, the things that may hurt you with other people, and also do it with your children. Allow them to, cultivate something with them, like how the example I gave earlier in the reading. The answers that you need are within reach. The reason why that card came up is because you are absolutely in a transitional stage. And right now, you're in the thick of what's happening. So, yes, it may not make sense. It doesn't make sense. You're taking a leap of faith. You don't know what's on the other side. You don't understand why you poured so many years. But I poured so much. A lot of you was making it so hard. It's like I poured so much time and energy into this situation and stuff like that. I walk away with all I walk away with is nothing. You know what? Let me get into it. Communication is key. I'm not going to go into that because I think it's just very much so self-explanatory. The answers you need are within reach. I also feel like that's self-explanatory, but I'm going to go into it just because my spirit is nudging me to go into it. Full moon in Gemini. 72. All right, it says the answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. This card reminds us that it's important to speak your truth. Yeah, it's just speaking on the other card too. Communication is key. So I love it because it's kind of touching on the other one as well. One is full moon. One is the new moon in Gemini, and then the other one is full moon in Gemini. Okay, but anyway, it says this card is. I'm reading full moon in Gemini right now. So it says this card is a reminder that it's important to speak your truth, but remember that your words have consequences and impacts your listener. Right now, you need to guard yourself against indiscretion. The answers you need may well come soon. The issue you're facing could well be one or a few conversations away from being resolved. If you're inquiring about a love situation, a little flirting may be called for. And if you're in the middle of an argument, this card comes to you as a reminder of the old, very non-Gemini message. Least said, soonest mended. It's good to talk, but be careful. Be careful you aren't causing yourself any issue with your words. Words have enormous power. Okay, as metaphysician Florence Scovel Shinn said, put it, it says your word is your wand. You create magic and your own reality every time you express yourself. For a lot of you, I think I really feel like this has a lot to do with your inner dialogue than it does you having a conversation with somebody else. Because for communication is key, because we have to keep in mind that communication is key is what came out before this card. So I genuinely believe you do need to communicate something with somebody. But I do think that this card isn't so much that you need to watch. Well, obviously you always do want to be careful with how you say certain things to people or whatever. Or think about how certain words may affect people. But I do really feel like this has a lot to do with your inner dialogue than it does anything else. Okay? It says, attune to the moon. Have an important conversation, but stay calm. Additional meanings for this card. Don't be superficial. The next one is someone is trying to flirt with you. Have you noticed? The next meaning is you need to laugh off the situation and just move on. The last one is job applications have good prospects. Whatever, bro. That's why I didn't want to read these cards. I feel like I got the channel message and I didn't really need to read the textbook definition. Yeah, I'm not going to go any further on reading that. Very much so, but clearly I needed to read it because I needed to hear that. Some of you, your inner dialogue is just really not great right now. You're beating yourself up. You feel like I'm hearing somebody feels like they messed everything all up. Somebody feels like they were foolish because you poured so much time and energy into somebody. Stop doing that. The past is the past. And honestly, these things need to happen because, like, especially for you, collective, because this situation that you're having a hard time getting out of, this is very much so a karmic lesson or relationship that you had with a person in a past life. And there was a lesson tied to them in the past life that you didn't learn, or maybe several lifetimes that you didn't learn. Shit, I've been there. Quite frankly, but it's like, at some point you break the cycle. And in this lifetime, that's exactly what you're going to do. Period. And that's why you healing and walking away, it hits so much deeper. To the point, like, certain people, like your friends, probably try to give you advice like, girl, I don't understand why you won't just let go, or bro, like, just let her go. Like, clearly she's awful for you. Like, this is deep. This is spiritual. It's a spiritual lesson tied to this that you've had a hard time grasping and learning. But you're going to do it in this lifetime. And I also believe whatever prior lifetime was, you had a really hard time with communicating how you feel. You could be in a connection with this person and you have a really, like, you have times where it's like something is really eating at you and you're just like, I'm just gonna let it go. I'm just gonna let it go. But then but it's showing all in your actions and how you're dealing with them, and you don't understand how you're interacting with them because you're sitting there, you're trying to suppress it. You probably did this in a prior lifetime as well. Which is why when you finally speak up for yourself, it's going to be so healing. It's going to be so healing. You healing from this situation, you actually choosing yourself this time and walking away, leaving the past in the past, not letting the past hold you back. It's going to be so liberating. It really is. And it's like, I need to channel this because it's like, I need to understand how liberating what I've done is. Like, I don't think I give myself enough credit sometimes, you know? Wow. I really chose myself this time. And I didn't do it before. I remember the period of time in a relationship where it was like, I just don't want to let him go. I don't. I want him forever. I don't care how bad this is getting. I want him forever. Until it got so bad that I just couldn't do it. Like, I'm definitely, I call myself like the sacrificial lamb. Because I feel like I go through so much. I go through things and then it's so beautiful because I'm actually able to heal from them. And even just me speaking to you all about it is healing for me, and it's also healing for you all. Because I've taken the time where it's like, I'm out of it. I'm not in the thick of the hurt anymore. So I've been able to look at it from a place of logic and not so much emotions. Which is how you make sense of it, really. Because, you know, when we're in the thick of this, like, you know, no, we're going to stay on beat. When we're in the thick of this, like, you know, in the thick of the emotions and in the rose-tinted glasses and the illusions that we tell ourselves about this is our forever person. And like I said, don't beat yourself up for this, because the reason why it's so hard to let go, because you were absolutely destined to meet this person. You were destined to meet them. You just weren't destined to stay with them. You were destined to learn this time. You were destined to do something differently than what you did in the past life. You may not physically remember, but your soul does. And that's why it hurts so much. But baby, let's liberate our soul this time. You know? Let's do that. Some messages to close out this reading, Spirit. Not like I ain't been rambling for an hour and 2 minutes. Yeah. Some messages to close out this reading. 3:03 a.m. 303. Those numbers may be significant to somebody. Clear and concise messages for the Divine Collective. What advice do you want them to take to close out this reading? This is a beautiful reading, Collective. And like, yeah, please just, you know, bear in mind, like for those of you who are like healing right now and you have children, please, like, really do that. I think that'll be really dope. I'll let you guys know how it's going for me. I literally just had this conversation with my son like 2 days ago. So our first Sunday doing it will be this Sunday coming. And yeah, I'll just come and give you guys an update of how it's going. And then you guys can give me an update of how it's going for you all. Because I really think that it's really beautiful. You know, nobody talks about that. Like, nobody, they don't shed, like, you know, there's this big thing of healing, self-love, you know, and like inner child healing and stuff like that. But nobody is talking about those who are healing, the adults that are healing while raising children. Like, I'm trying to heal myself while also not breaking my child as well. You know? There's not a lot of conversation on that. So I think it was like, I love how the universe just gives me certain downloads, because it just hit me like, you know, I got into what actually triggered me to want to have the conversation, to even have that conversation with my son, is that my son's father did something to really piss me off, and I went off. Everybody has that one person that just really does it for you. And I have to understand too, there's a lesson tied to him as well that I'm still working through. Okay, work in progress. I'm never gonna act like I got it together. Okay, but I got it all together at least. I sat there and I'm like, I never asked him. I'm like, how does that make you feel? You know, like, how does that make you feel when you see, like, you know, because honestly, he doesn't witness it often because, you know, he sees his dad in his house. I see him here. A lot of times me and his dad really do get along, but when we don't get along, we really don't get along. And it's, for the most part, it is okay because, you know, he has his own phone, so I don't really have to talk to him. But my son, he shed some light on some things that I didn't realize. He said, but yeah, it's like, there are certain times where I may have to communicate something to you that my dad said that I know is going to make you mad. And there may be times that I have to communicate something to my dad that I know is going to make him mad. And it just makes me not want to say anything at all. And like, it just like that particular situation just sparked a whole, you know, a whole thing of, damn, like, I have to like pay attention to how it is, like what it is that I'm doing and how it's affecting my son. Because sometimes we don't think about that. We feel like if we're not physically harming our kids, that we're not hurting them, but we don't really know unless we have the conversation. So yes, for my parents who are in a healing, who are on a healing journey, I think that would be like a really dope thing. I'll let you guys know how it's going for me. I think you all should take that as, you know, try to do that for yourself as well. If you're already doing it, kudos. But to those of us who aren't, and we're just, you know, starting on this little journey with like cultivating a, you know, healthy communication with our kids, let me know how it's going, and I'll give you guys an update of how it's going as well. If you're interested, you know, some of y'all might not even give a fuck, but I don't care. Anywho, let's get into the advice to close out the reading. Let's do one more. The universe be playing with me. I started off early in the reading saying this. Every situation in life is temporary. So when life is good, make sure you enjoy and receive it fully. When life is not good, remember that it will not last forever and better days are on the way. But you know what? How I read this with every situation is temporary. That's honestly how I see some of these connections that we come into. Like these, you know, our soul, we may have been contracted to come into contact with these people, but some of them situations are temporary. A lot of them are temporary, which is why we have to have a, you know, receive it when it needs to be received, and when it's time to release it, surrender it. Tell me more, Spirit, to close out the reading. And also, just for you who just feel like, you know, you're in a bad place right now, like this shit hurts, it's not gonna last forever. It's not. Better days are ahead. It says, I can actually read it. It says, don't worry. Everything you've been waiting for is on its way. Progress is being made even if you don't yet see the results. So much is happening behind the scenes for the creation of your dreams. Trust the process. This reading is fucking beautiful. It's so beautiful. And it's so funny because there's certain people like that, like the people I know on the outside. There's so many people that just demonize readings and, like, you know, divination practices. And I have so many girls who like, well, I actually done readings for them since then, but I don't want to do a reading because I'm scared. Maybe I am not doom and gloom, babes. I do not do doom and gloom. That is not me. I'm love, light, insight. Love, light, insight, and healing. That is just what I push. There are certain readers that, you know, they channel like they like to do a lot of spiritual warfare and stuff like that. And I'll get into it a little bit, but that's not just really, this just really ain't my cup of tea, baby. We gonna feel good over here. I'm all about the good vibes. It says this stressful situation is almost coming to an end. We are sending positive energy, financial help, miracles, and life-changing blessings your way. I'm so excited for y'all. I'm so excited for y'all. And I need you to start getting excited for yourself as well. Be excited for yourself as well, because this is a beautiful reading. Like, I could really cry tears of joy. It started off, you know, but it's gonna end so beautifully. One more, Spirit, to close it out. I'm just gonna take one more card and I'll leave it alone. Unless they want me to say, do y'all want me to take one more? I ain't gonna force it if it don't need to happen. I just got this 4 thing going on. It's like 4s and 8s. It's just kind of been my thing. Okay, just throw the whole card in, Malika. Okay, so it says, opportunities will soon knock at your door. Debt will be wiped clean, and your bills will be paid in full. Your finances are about to change. Baby, I'm gonna need y'all to release. And you know what? For a lot of you, it's probably been extremely hard for your finances to improve. Like, you're probably at a place where it's like, yo, I'm telling you, when I released my ex, it's so crazy. I do not work harder now than I did when I was with him. But I make I don't even understand how the universe did it or made it happen. Why? What? I don't know why it was like that. Like, when I think about it, I'm like, it's literally 2 people. It's like 2 incomes. Why is it that I'm struggling so much more with 2 incomes, and now it's just my income? And quite frankly, baby, I am comfortable. I'm telling you, when you are holding on to something longer than your soul is intended for you to hold on to it, you will not progress. You won't. But watch how your finances change when you let go of the dead weight. When you let go of the lesson that you've already learned. But honestly, a part of you learning the lesson is walking away and leaving the past in the past. Choosing yourself this time. Absolutely. This has been your message, collective. 1 hour and 11 minutes of it. I love you all so much. If this at all resonated, please like, comment, and subscribe. It's a beautiful way to energetically donate back to the channel. But until next time, I love you all so much.